Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching Odd or Even 3. We're so excited to have you with us today. Let's go ahead and do a little game here. We're just going to ask a few questions to the cast members, see how they respond, and see how well they know the movie. So there are a few quiz questions regarding the plot, their characters, some things in the script, and some of those little moments that they had on set that we want to know about. So without further ado, we're going to get started with Nate. Nate will draw a card and try to answer the question.
All right. Worst filming day and best filming day. Well, worst filming day had to be Kaiser.
Kaiser?
Yeah.
It was very hot.
Tomorrow is going to be the best filming day.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the last one.
What was this? I don't know. Kaiser was a pretty fun filming day though.
Fun.
It was fun. It was just
very
long.
day.
And long. It was like
was-
it was like 15 hours, and it was like in the 90s all day.
And then there was the scary carnival music that they played after, 7?
when they were trying to kick us out.
What makes Odd or Even 3 different than the other movies? For me personally, it feels more personal, at least like for the part that I'm playing. And it has, I think, a little bit of a different tone too. There's a nice balance of like comedic stuff, and then there is also the kind of like, oh wait, this feels a little bit more serious, I guess, in a fun way. But
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, maybe. That's just me personally. What do you guys think?
That's right.
Well, I think a lot more thought went into this one. Not that there wasn't some thought into the first and second, but I feel like the writer-director really put a lot more effort into
I feel
making
like
it logical.
It's a lot more like details in this one compared to like the other two.
There was a lot more thought. The first one was like, let's write a script in 3 days. Same with the second one. We did not just say how long the script took to write.
Next question. Pancakes or waffles?
Okay.
It's a classic age-old question. I'm going to go with waffles because there's more room to store the toppings, whether it's peanut butter or strawberries or syrup, just the storage compartments.
You fill every square with melted butter.
Yeah, that's
I'm right there with
square.
you.
That's good.
Oh.
How hard was it to organize?
I
Very.
think it's more of a
Yeah?
Taylor question.
Very. This is more of a Taylor question.
Scheduling. That was the worst
Scheduling.
part.
Making sure everybody could show up.
because everyone has their own schedule,
Yeah.
and not everyone's schedule lines up for the filming days. So
And not everyone lives here.
Not everyone shows up.
Two out-of-towners. They're rough.
Yeah, and how many people's schedules were you trying to fit?
For this one,
organize, yeah.
with Kaiser, about 18.
Okay.
And with...
Piece of cake, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say jobs,
Easy.
out of town, all that stuff.
Yeah, but then the like more break-off shooting that we've been doing, probably like 10 at the most.
Still.
So
Why did you choose to get involved for number 3? Well, for me, I wasn't in the other 2 movies, and so Taylor asked if I wanted to be in this movie, but I didn't know it was a 3rd one, and I was just like feeling spontaneous. So I was like, yeah, sure. And he told me the 3rd one, and I was like, okay.
did you grow up a fan?
I did watch them like when you did them.
Okay.
Yeah, probably just like once, but I was like, why not? I'll just do
Okay.
it.
Awesome. Actually, to Libby, what was the worst film moment?
The worst film moment? Specifically for me.
Yeah,
Is there a right answer?
I think so.
There is. Okay.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Oh! It might be. I could be wrong here, but it might be when you set a smoke bomb off in my room and burnt my nightstand, my wood floor, and I had to scrub all of the walls with vinegar.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you had to do that.
Yes, I did. Had to pull everything out of my room and let it air out for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen?
Okay, what I thought was going to happen
There
was
is, yeah.
I needed a smoke machine. No smoke machines were available. I said, well, what about like
What about a smoke
what
bomb
about like
inside?
a little smoke, not bomb, but like, diffuser.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was shopping around, I went to like a gender reveal store, and they had a bunch of them.
Wait, a gender reveal store?
A gender reveal store because
Didn't know that was a
okay.
thing.
they have tons of smoke bombs,
As
right?
you do.
And I was like,
They're only
I need
pink
this
and blue,
smoke.
though.
And I'm like, can I do this inside? And they're like, you could. And I'm like, okay.
You could if you wanted to make
You
a mess.
could. And they're like, just have good like airflow. I'm like, okay. Anyways.
Who's the biggest diva of the cast? Oh, we were just talking about this. I mean, I think it's probably Taylor.
Oh my god.
But that's only because he had to organize the whole thing. So I think that he was the one who tried to keep us on track.
He's particular.
Yeah,
He's
very,
picky.
Yeah,
little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit.
Perfectionist.
That's all right.
In a good way.
That's all right. Yeah.
Positive diva, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
What do you love most about your character? I like the way it ends. Of like the I can't talk about the way it ends.
No.
I apologize.
But you like the way it ends.
I
That's
like
good.
the way it ends.
It's a good indie.
And I think it's what do I love most about my character? Pretty resilient, I'd say. Does a lot of stuff that I personally would be like, you know what? I'll just let it happen. I'm gonna take a step back.
Yeah. You're committed.
Yeah.
Committed to your cause.
I am, which is very admirable.
Yes.
Maybe something I personally should try to do a little bit more of.
We all could
but
be more like character Libby.
You could all be more like me, all of you.
How big is the cast and crew? Boy, I guess around like 20 people.
This third one, yeah.
Yeah, about 20 people. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'd say
most.
it took about 20 people to make this. It's a lot.
First one was 50.
Really?
Yeah. Second one was 25.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Is that why we're getting paid so much more?
Yeah, everyone gets more share.
Yeah, I like it.
Thanks for coming and supporting them.
If you could actually play odd or even, what character would you want to be? Gage, 100%. I would probably either say me or Boots.
You wouldn't want to be the dice master?
You'd have all the power in the world.
Yeah.
That's true, but I don't need it. I don't need all the power in the world. I don't need it. I'm not that
Not
guy.
power hungry.
Not power.
And that's what we like about Gage's character.
To Gage, what was it like playing as Preston?
Oh man, it was very fun because that was not the original plan. Preston couldn't make it to some of the shootings, so we had to figure something out. And then Taylor and I were talking about it, and we came up with this, and I was like, man, that's going to be hilarious. That will be so funny. And it was really fun shooting.
And it really displays your acting skills, being able to do two characters like that.
Yes.
Seamlessly.
Yes. Yeah, Gage pulled it off because at first we're like, oh man, I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't think we had done that for any of the other movies, did we?
No, we were talking for like an hour or two about it, though. I do remember that because we're like, oh man.
It was
Don't know what to
literally
do.
like right before filming was to start.
Yeah,
And so it happened at a good time. So
yeah. I'm glad we figured it out, though. I had a lot of fun doing it.
yeah, he does a great job playing both characters. To Nate, what role did you play? What was your favorite part of production?
Well, the role I played was Helix, and then a couple of the shade scenes. So I kind of got to be the leader of the shades, which was pretty fun. That was probably one of the funnest roles I've ever played. Even though I didn't get to do too much of like the main character stuff. I'm also doing the audio for the movie as well, and that was like very interesting to do.
We honestly could not have done Odd or Even 3 without Nate. Not only big round of applause for Nate. With all the behind the scenes work, and also I want to point out Serenity 2 behind the camera. Serenity has been a huge help. With Nate and Serenity, this film is possible. Without them, I seriously don't know how we would have done it. So Nate's role, super cool. I think you were the coolest, actually chill because temperature-wise on Kaiser Day because he was shirtless and his tats look super cool. But yeah, we're so grateful for Nate for being in this film. Any new people, really, also Megan for coming in. You don't know how many people I was DMing, do you want to play a lead role in Odd or Even 3? And so many girls were like, nah, that's stupid. Oh, okay. Anyways, next.
To Senor, what has been the impact or result of Odd or Even films for the students of the high school?
Well, so many kids don't realize how cool it is to do a project this big and have it be in a theater. Most of our projects are really short, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and they know how much work goes into a 2-minute video. So seeing an 1.5 hour movie with a plot and actors and reshooting and dealing with weather conditions and all the circumstances that go into it, I think they can, especially the kids that are interested in making videos, they can really look up to this as something that could be a goal for them someday. Because I think even Taylor didn't realize that this would be possible right away, that he had to kind of grow into it and see how much work it is, but how much fun it is to watch afterwards. The final product, that's what keeps you going through all the editing and all the shooting and just thinking of how fun that final product is going to be.
Theater day is so rewarding.
I cannot wait. I'm super excited to see it all.
Like, how was that for you three at least? The first 2 times, like seeing yourself on the movie theater screen.
I was cringing pretty hard in my seat, but no, it did actually, and I feel bad for saying it, but it did take me a little bit of time to realize just how cool it was. At the time, I think was it 2017 or 2018?
18.
Okay. Still kind of a self-centered like teenager for me personally, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then like 2 years later, I was like, I would tell people about it, and I was like, oh, wait, that was actually super cool that you were able to put it all together, and we were able to pull it off and get it in theaters and have people come see it and everything. So it's very cool to talk about it and share it with people. So
The same thing as Libby. It is cringy, but it is really funny, and it's really cool. You know, especially you get theater sold out, all these people watching the movie that you've been putting hours into. It's really rewarding, and it's really fun.
Yeah, seeing, like hearing the crowd, like the audience engage and like laugh and stuff at some of the scenes. Like first movie when Jordan got shot, Sheila, it was just like, the theater was like not only laughing, but they're like, no! Like so sad that Sheila was dead. And it was so fun to see them like engaged in the world. So I'm glad that the students have something to look forward to. And I'm grateful that you provided the opportunity to break outside the normal news package and create something that was only intended for the school's Make a Difference Day.
Right.
We were just going to show it like in the gym. And I remember an aunt, uncle was like, hey, ever thought about putting it in like Hayden cinemas? No, but like a phone call away, and they were like,
yeah, it all worked out.
Super easy. So,
ooh, this is a good one. You ready?
Yep.
Odd or even 4. I think if Taylor gets bored enough, it could happen.
Comes down to boredom.
You wanna. No, sorry, that sounds bad.
Another
But it's a lot of
pandemic.
work for you. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun. You know, after the gap in between the second and the third one, it was really cool getting to come together again and sort of reconnect with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that can be sort of our, instead of a high school reunion, we can just keep making movies.
I just don't know when the miracles run out, because it feels a little bit of a miracle that
That's
this third one came
true.
together.
This is
Yep,
the
yep.
last one. And I
Okay.
promise, I will say that on recording. It is the last one.
Okay.
We gotta start doing other movies that
Other-
are not odd or even movies.
There are other
Yeah.
movies that it'd be fun to make.
A sequel to the zombie movie.
No more zombies.
no more.
That's all.
All right, talk about your favorite scene in any of the films. Well, this is a tough one because I can't quite give away my favorite parts, but there you find something out about my character, and it's a very fun reveal, and I really enjoyed acting with Taylor. He has a thing for killing me. In multiple movies, he has killed me. So I appreciate working with him. I just don't know, why do you always like to kill me?
I didn't even think about that, but you're absolutely right.
Maybe some therapy is in
part of my
order.
soul. I don't know. No.
To Senor, what did you enjoy about your role in the film?
Well, I enjoy my role that Taylor allows me to be kind of goofy, and I get a lot of my inspiration from Michael Scott in The Office. I just can't, every time I start acting, all I do is just become Michael Scott. And Taylor has learned to deal with that and made the best of it. So that
It's fun. I think the more that like we've connected as a cast and like understand your guys' different styles, it's funny because I'll be like writing and be like, I feel like Senor would say something like this, or like Gage or Preston as Gage would say something like this. I don't know. It is fun.
Why did you want to do a third movie? This is more directed towards you.
I want to do a third movie because I felt like Odd or Even 2 was left open, like just hanging for it. I mean, we ended with Christian Boots dead and Libby's standing at the cemetery with the arcane book, and she's pulling a spell out. And it kind of just poses the question of like, is she going to try to raise them from the dead?
Yeah, what now?
And that was one of the big reasons, was like I felt a sense of I needed that closure to the story. It just kept poking at me, and I had these different ideas for like what we could do, and I think this is the best route that we could have gone.
You got to give the people what they want.
People were begging. You gonna do a third one? I don't know. What was the hardest scene to shoot?
I wasn't in the airplane, but I'm going to have to guess the airplane was the hardest. Being such a small space and so loud, that would be my guess.
That was very hard.
From a video standpoint, that would be tricky.
That was really hard.
Yeah.
Can I answer for you maybe and say?
Sure, I'm curious what you guys think.
When you were in my room when the smoke bomb went off and
That was
all
really
of
hard.
your body
Couldn't
was
see
burning
That was
and
pretty
your
tough.
eyes were just crying.
We have to just keep on going.
It's like endless coffee.
Well, and you don't even see it on camera either. There's only 2 people on camera, but there was like 4 or 5 of us in that room, and we were smoked out at the time, and yeah, it was bad.
The best part about
It was really
that,
rough.
Gage finds the lightsaber and walks into the room and goes like.
Oh, I missed that.
We'll have a clip showing you.
Luke, you're adopted.
When do you say you're like, oh, I am your father?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
stupid.
No, I didn't realize how bad it was in there because I was outside of the room and I just hear a bunch of coughing. I'm like, what's going on? So like I open the door and just this big old cloud of smoke. I'm like, oh my gosh, just closed.
Yeah. That was hard. The airplane scene was very hard though, because we had to film it 3 times. We had 3 different flights because the plane was so small that all 4 of us couldn't be in at the same time. So like we would go up and do like all the B-roll and camera stuff of Kaiser and come back down and go up with Gage and do all of Gage's angles and come back down and then go up and then do all of Zach's angles.
Yeah.
So the stars aligned for it to work out really well.
There were, even at Kaiser, there were some like little tedious scenes. It was like, oh, we need to go back over here and shoot this really quick. That way it makes sense when we go over here. Stuff like that.
Yeah, even just having to like pick up your, sets and go around to different, because it was all day in so many different places.
We learned how to be mobile.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Super light. That's the hardest scene. I'm bad at these.
How can I watch the first 2 movies? I have no idea. buy the DVD set. That's how you buy it.
That's,
That's how you
yep,
buy it.
yep.
They're not on YouTube. No, they're not. They're on O'ReillyCo.com.
O'Reilly, go.
Yeah.
O'Reilly. Go.
You
Can you look directly into the camera and see that?
You can go on O'ReillyCo.com and get them for a discounted price. If you've come to the theater, we will drop a coupon code THEATER10 and you'll get 10% off. So yeah, you can get the DVDs. You can go on O'ReillyCo.com and then I think from there order them like through Vimeo. They're like $2 and you can go ahead and watch them.
Cool. Who would win in an actual game of odd or even? Who would win?
Darren.
Who's smarter?
Oh,
Who's
that's
smarter?
a good. Yeah.
Who makes good choices? The correct
None of-
choices.
No one here.
I don't know. Can you really win?
I was gonna say it doesn't seem like a game that you can be
It's
like,
kinda-
I won.
It's kind of luck.
I
'Cause if
agree.
you want something,
It's literally a roll of the dice.
it's a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
But you have to be strategic with the questions that you ask.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
a
maybe
good
the
point.
more strategic you are, the worse the consequence too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. You get yourself in trouble overthinking.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
true.
sure there's a clear winner.
Asking
no
a
winner.
genie
Can't
for a
win.
wish.
All right, next one. What are you excited about Theater Day? Theater Day. Just seeing the final product. Taylor's given us all these teases of just little clips at a time, but until you see them all together and how the story flows and the ridiculousness and the suspense and I just want to see how it all looks together.
Me too.
The thing about filming too, seeing it on theater day, is when we film, we're not going from beginning to last. We're going maybe start at the beginning and then, we're going to go to Kaiser. We're going to go film
Just like middle
end. And then it's like,
right. Yeah,
we
we
got to come
filmed
back
the-
and do this.
We filmed the very end of the movie on the first day.
First round.
On the 1st round of filming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen, but seeing that finished product and it all put together. It's
I think that's
really
part of the reason why I'm so confused all the time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everything's out of order.
I was like, it's gone to the point where I really like have forgotten what happened.
Yeah.
So it'll be a surprise for me too when I see
Exactly.
it.
A year.
Yeah.
Why was Otter Even 2 so dark?
Like emotionally or like like literally, like lighting wise.
Yeah, there was a lot of nighttime scenes.
Why was Otter? Is that what they mean? Like,
Well, I think the mood and just the actual lighting. I think
Taylor
they.
was going through something.
yeah.
I was, but
Oh.
yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
but I was having fun though too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it was less humorous. Like there was less.
That's humor. It was a
jokes.
little more serious.
It was a different vibe.
It was.
People,
Now that you mention
yeah,
this.
people were like, "Wow, there's a little bit of satanic stuff in there." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess maybe you could look at it like that." But the way that I saw it was like, you guys went into the game world, the first movie, and then you win, and then the second movie is like, well, what if the game world comes into reality, and like, what effect does that have? And so the third movie, we're all about getting the game world out of reality and restoring everything back to normal.
It's not easy once you let it in, though.
No.
Oof, gets tricky.
Will there be a blooper reel?
Yeah, I hope so.
There is.
God,
I'm sure there's
I
gonna
hope
be
I have a day
bloopers.
to edit a blooper reel. To Gage, what was it like filming in the plane?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the only time I've ever flown on a plane, I was like super young. I don't remember it. And then Taylor tells me, "Hey, so we're gonna film this flying over cars." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." You're actually gonna be in the plane, flying as well. I'm like, "Okay."
How'd your mom feel?
All right. Oh my gosh. This is the funny part. My mom is very terrified of stuff like that. So I didn't tell her I was going to go fly. I just said, "Hey, yeah, we're going to the airport to shoot some stuff in a hangar." Okay,
Gets
yeah,
on the
be safe.
plane.
Funny thing is she usually says like, "You're not flying, right?" But she didn't. She's like, "Yeah, okay, just be safe."
So you didn't have to lie.
Yeah, she didn't really ask, so but ended up doing that. I was very scared, but because it was a windy day.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
plane was like throwing us around.
For one of the scenes we did, we had to fly 400 feet above Kaiser.
Ooh.
Wow. That's
So he called in to the airport there and let them know that we're going to be going down to 400 feet elevation. And
did they say anything?
no, because that's legal. But we came in and we were low, and it
On
was
that
like,
windy day.
and if there were all four of us, the engine could have stalled and we would have died. So that's why we did not do that.
Good choice.
The little
Yeah.
things, but yeah,
it was-
good times.
It was funny because I did end up telling my mom after, and she was like, "You're kidding, right?" I was like, "Nope."
I was gonna say if she didn't know, she still didn't know. She knows now.
Oh, I know.
She's like,
Yeah.
she finds out theater day.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom.
Describe Otter Even in one word. Hectic. Hectic. I think it's a good one.
That is a good one. Can I say fast paced? I know that's not technically one word, but it feels like it's pretty punchy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with unpredictable. Yeah, that's for both for the shooting days, which they never seem to turn out the way I think they're going to. And then the same thing with the plot. It's just it's very unpredictable. There's a lot of surprises.
I would say exhilarating.
You got a word?
Oh, I said intense.
Oh,
That
intense.
doesn't- yeah.
Yeah. Dang, Seniors was good. Unpredictable. Maybe like a premonition or.
Mixed with a hallucination, maybe?
I think that's a better one. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be in a movie? It's kind of. It gets a giggle whenever I tell people. Or I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm in a movie," and at first it's like, "Oh my gosh," and then I explain it, and they're like, "Okay." They're a little unsure, but then I'm like, "Yeah, and it's gonna be in theaters," and they're like, "Oh." So it feels a little. It's kind of strange, but I like it.
That's exactly how my conversations go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm in a movie. They're like, "What?" And then it's gonna be in theaters. They're like,
I'm like, "Oh, okay. This is serious."
Yeah, so it is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's
It adds
kinda-
legitimacy to it.
Yeah.
Other than just like some cringy YouTube video.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
What celebrity would
know the
you
answer.
want to cast in your place?
You could read the other side if you don't want to do that one.
Okay, I'm gonna
That
compare
one,
that.
That one is a double-sided.
Who has the best costume? Yeah, I think Steve
That's
Carell
true.
himself is the only one that could match my acting.
That would be so interesting to actually see him in our movie.
Maybe
Maybe
fit right in.
we could do AI like facial stuff and like
No,
switch
stay away
his.
from AI, it's the devil.
We'll switch him out. How do you feel about Steve Carell's face on your body?
Hey, it works.
That would be funny.
Would it be Steve Carell's voice as well, or your voice coming out of Steve Carell AI face?
There's a lot of AI options.
Best costume. I'm going to say anybody that got to wear the masks with the glowing colors on them. That was pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
no shirt.
Yeah.
Those are really
That's not really a
fun.
costume.
Yeah,
At
was it?
Kaiser, yeah, having to wear the mask was just made it so much more
Yeah, it was
hot.
warm.
You
Over
put the
the
mask
summer.
on, a minute later, or he's just sweating.
You
Can't even see. Kind of dangerous in Kaiser. Did you wear a mask?
I did. I just remember. I think I had it for one scene,
Yeah.
Mhm,
and I
too.
think we did like 3 takes, and I was like,
I think
Get it
everyone
off.
wore the mask. When
Yeah.
they weren't a main character, they were an
Uh-huh.
extra with the mask.
Those were really cool costumes.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
Good props,
Good
for
answer.
sure.
I agree.
Okay. What is the plot for Odd or Even 3? So, kind of what Taylor said earlier. Odd or Even 1 is real worlds going into the play world. Odd or Even 2, the game world starting to come into the real world. And then Odd or Even 3, we are in the real world trying to get everything back into the game world. Basically, to dumb it down, yes. That's
Yeah.
You're putting
Yeah.
the toothpaste back in the tube, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
And it's
exactly.
a
And
lot
that's
harder.
difficult.
And it's very difficult and unpredictable and chaotic and all of the above.
But worth it. Odd or Even 3 was like, all right, let's lay out all the loose ends on the table and just figure out like what was horrible for people to understand and try to make some sense of it.
Who are the villains in Odd or Even?
Right?
You know, that's
Yeah.
Dice Master and all of his
The Dice Master.
ghouls.
Yeah,
His ghouls.
His henchmen.
I think that's
Henchmen.
about all.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy.
Describe Taylor's worst filming or directing moment.
This is a dangerous question.
And throw it. This is like Tom Brady roast here.
I mean, I would say like how stressful Kaiser got, you almost broke.
Yeah.
You were
I did
almost,
see it
you
in your
were
eyes a
almost
couple
broken.
times.
I had I did break. There was a break there.
No, that's
Like-
what I was gonna say. Like towards like the middle to the end of the day at Kaiser, you're starting to get like very angry and just like, no, we need to like get this done. Like everyone needs to be in their spots when I need them. I don't want to like like it was just you were done. Like let's just do this.
I
Let's
felt
get it
so
over.
bad.
It was a long day, and time
Yeah.
management is
Yeah.
difficult because
Yeah.
sometimes the simplest scene is harder to shoot than you think. And So
Yeah.
then you could see the pressure weighing on you that every hour that went by, we were another 2 hours behind schedule, and it just kept going and going.
Yeah.
Specifically did it was
Well,
just
I did
the day.
have a moment at Kaiser where Christian and Boots were screwing around. It was when we were doing the Darren and
Yeah.
Logan scene, and they were just like, I
Yeah.
cussed.
Yeah, I remember. We're like,
Oh, that's right.
They remember when I
I
cussed.
remember.
I was so mad, but I could do that because it was my brothers. Maybe, I don't know.
Were any
I
tears
justify.
shed?
No tears were shed.
Well,
But,
did better than I probably would have.
Another one I would say, not Odd or Even 3, but Odd or Even 2 when we had to go to Kaiser. When we had 25 people there.
Oh yeah.
Because I was kind of part of the problem, but when I wasn't being filmed, when I wasn't being filmed, I would
Find something
go
to do.
off with Christian and like Jordan, and we just explore, and we
Throw rocks.
throw rocks, and then we'd realize
Shoot an elbow or a
how
window.
far we've explored, and Taylor's trying to call us to come back and film, and we're like, oh, we don't know where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to get liability insurance the second time around.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Oh yeah.
$1 million policy.
Are there other artifacts in the Odd or Even universe? I haven't seen the
really
movie in
good-
about. I haven't seen. I mean, there's the Arcane book. There's the die. I don't even remember the artifact is what it's called. And then I mean, Megan has a wand. I don't know. I don't.
What classifies an artifact?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Magical item.
Magical
Oh,
item.
okay.
There may be one. There may be one artifact in Odd or Even 3. One that we haven't seen yet. We have. You just don't remember. Yeah. Okay.
I definitely know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
No, you're not. You know exactly
okay.
what he's talking about.
You'll see it in theaters.
You have to wait and see.
What's your favorite line? This would be a good question if I could remember any of my lines.
I can't think.
You want to say something?
I do want to say something, but I really regret that it was written in the first place. But it's the and I say it in such a way of like so bratty of like, you look like a cross between Joe Dirt and Caitlyn Jenner. And I was like, if I ever get, it's cancelable. It's a cancelable offense.
Good way to describe it.
Yeah.
The first two movies are cancelable. Like, cannot be shown at Timberlake High School anymore.
Yeah.
Or, if, like, in public for that matter.
I still, like, sometimes
So
think
much has
about that.
changed.
So much has changed. There are things that were like, oh my gosh, that was so offensive.
And
Like,
I didn't really even know what I was saying at the time for some reason. It was just like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll say it. And then now I'm like,
yeah, Otter Even 1 was there with the culture. Like, just to,
yeah.
Will Libby bring Boots back to life? Well, I know she's going to try, but will she be successful? And if he comes back to life, will he be the same?
That's a good point.
See, that's
a good point.
with Back from the Dead. It always gets tricky. But
People change.
And yeah,
People
I
aren't
do.
the same.
But I'm going to believe that Libby has the power to do it.
She's
Stay
determined.
optimistic.
Appreciate the confidence.
Yeah.
Stay optimistic.
She's determined.
And I do still feel bad. In one of my lines, I had to call you a pathetic loser. And I still feel bad about that.
I tried really hard not to laugh.
Pathetic.
I said it.
A loser.
Yeah. And I think I had to feign.
Not just a
tears.
loser,
Yeah.
it was like a real loser.
Yeah.
Like, so wasn't like garbage, like dumpster fire, sort of a part of it as well.
It wasn't nice.
It wasn't.
No.
Nice. I actually still hold a grudge.
I was acting. It wasn't me.
It's okay, you can forgive
That's
me.
right.
It's
It was
just character.
It was
Yeah.
Steve Carell actually.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Okay, this is for everyone. What was everyone's favorite moments shooting the series? I would probably say being up in the plane.
Yeah, definitely the view. Being up on, it was the 3rd or 4th floor of that broken down building when we were up in the
that was
catwalk
cool.
area.
Exactly what I was thinking. Too.
And I was a little higher than I was comfortable with, especially it being in a condemned building. But the view was just amazing up there, seeing just acres and acres of wasteland and that little bit of a breeze in the air and just seeing
perfect.
everybody in their costumes and just knowing how ridiculous we look. But Taylor's going to do his magic and make us look better.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone wants to lose any weight or like gain muscle mass, just tell me.
Sign me up.
Everything does that in post, yeah. So
Yeah.
the plane, that was my favorite.
I wasn't there, but the salt flats looked really cool.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Totally like destroyed my car, but yeah.
Which movie is better, Otter Even 1 or 2?
This is 2.
Second one.
I'm saying
Two.
Yeah,
think
probably
two.
the second
I say
one.
too.
Yeah, vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the production value, the acting, and maybe even the story in 2 was better. But I think 1 was just so special because it was an actual movie coming together. It was working, and at some point, halfway through or so, I think everyone realized, wow, Taylor's serious about this. It's gonna be a complete movie. And so I think just the memories of 1 were the most fun because it was all these little miracles happening and the momentum was just picking up. So plot and story and acting 2 is definitely better, but I have just fond memories of the first
I
one.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
it was tender. Yeah, they're both. One is better. Like one movie is better than the other for different reasons. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
It's like one will make you laugh and like just make you cringe in a really good way, and then
The other one's demonic.
Yeah.
yeah, and you're just kind of like, oh, yeah. Is Otter Even 1 all just a dream?
Oh God.
I think the whole thing's a dream.
Is it?
Yeah. I gave you my theory earlier. I can't say it on camera though.
Oh yeah. Is it just a dream?
It does kind of feel like that.
Yeah, it does seem like it could be for sure.
Up for interpretation from the audience.
I'll say my favorite movie is Inception. Okay, so when I
So you
was going
spin
through,
your top and
I was like, all right, let me just throw something stupid in there that's like dreamy, and I worry that it may have confused a significant amount of the viewers,
Yeah.
especially in the second movie.
It'd be interesting to see if people come up with fan theories.
Yeah.
Who made the game or how did it all start? The only thing I can remember is that the boys saw an ad for a game and they called a number.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it
A
got
plus?
immediately delivered.
It did.
It did upon phone call.
What was your worst camera moment? There was a couple times where I had longer lines, like multiple sentences, and it gets a little intimidating. So I think you were kind enough to break it into smaller parts for me, to do cutaway shots so I wouldn't have to memorize, because just the memorizing of what to say and then not acting like Michael Scott, and it's a lot going on. So I think whenever I saw that big chunk of lines that you had to say all at once, it was a little intimidating.
Yeah.
So I think Taylor wisely chose to break it up.
Yeah. You gotta take it easy on the cast. Gotta
Yeah.
help them out.
Yeah,
The sacrifices they do. Gotta
Right.
make it work.
How long is the movie? I believe it's about an hour and a half.
Just about.
A little over.
Dang.
Just about.
A little over.
Maybe 2 hours with like the previews and the
That is
credits
true.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably push close to 2 hours.
Hour and a half, 2 hours.
Best 2.5 hours of your life.
Yeah.
Very excited to see it.
How
Cannot
much
wait.
longer is this one compared to the other ones? Because the other ones weren't that long, were they?
50 minutes and 50 minutes. Those were
Okay.
the first two.
Dang.
So this one's a lot longer
It's
than
twice the size.
Yeah.
Because we have so much more character development, so many more story arcs that we're switching between.
A lot of magic going
A
on.
lot of magic. It's fun.
What is the golden dice? It's the... I don't know how to talk about it. I don't know much about the movies.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
No, I don't.
You know this thing.
No, I'm really... Yes, I do. I just work here. I just work here. It's the... Is it not an artifact?
It's the artifact.
Okay.
There we go. That's the golden dice. Do you know
I've only watched the other movies
What it-
like once.
where does the golden
That's
dice
all
come
I've seen them
from?
as well. Though.
I don't know.
Well, when
I don't know.
people
From
that weird
guys love each
silo
other
by the
very
beach.
much.
The weird silo by the beach. The Temple of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Close.
Well, it was stored there for a long
it
time.
was stored there. And where did it come from?
Why am I raising my hand? Wasn't there
Wait,
like
wasn't it in
two
the
like
first one?
explorers
Yeah, in
or
the
something?
first
one.
And they
Yeah.
died?
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Brownie
And
points.
how did they find it?
Didn't it just fall out of the sky?
Boom, right there. It came from the heavens.
I did my
That's what
homework.
the narrator says in the
Oh,
first
okay.
movie.
The narrator.
The weird voiceover.
Who could that be?
And then yeah, the explorers, scientists were seeking after it, and they found it had miraculous powers, and they thought we need to keep it safe, and they put it in the Temple of the Worlds with the Guardians, and then the Guardians look after it, and then
Oh my god!
Christian
There's a lot going on in your head, Taylor.
It
A
is.
lot
Christian
going
found
on.
the artifact, and boom, one thing after another.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you could compare Otter Even to another movie, what would you compare it to?
I usually explain it to other people as Jumanji, like kind of like Jumanji.
Oh,
little bit.
that's
That's good.
good.
Yeah, I like
I
that a lot.
I tell them that it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but
Yeah.
like not really. It's like kind of like it, but not
The knockoff.
it's like it's because it's hard to describe without just like right because it's the third movie and yeah I feel like that's like a good way to describe it.
Yeah, I agree. And if I'm being honest, sometimes if I do try to describe it, I just kind of throw my hands up and I'm like, you just have to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like I'm just making
I start off by saying it's like Dungeons and Dragons, and then they go, well, what's that like? How does that work? And I go, you just come to the theater, come watch it.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Gage, how do you describe it?
I was also going to say
What movie?
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Jumanji.
yeah.
Yeah, I think.
That way you're playing, your real life character
Mhm.
and then a game character. So you're two different characters,
Mhm.
kind of.
That I think that is the best way to describe it. Like when we were first putting this together, it was I think like me and Christian, and we're like me and Christian Boots or so. We were like, what kind of world can we build here? What if they go into Otter Even like Jumanji?
No.
That's a new idea. So I think Jumanji is a great way to explain them with Dungeons and Dragons mixed together.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, that was our little question game. That was a ton of fun.
Good memories.
Thanks for
That was- yes.
participating. That was
I liked
super fun.
rehashing it all.
We're so excited to release Odd or Even 3. Again, there's lots of ways to watch it and support the cast and crew. Feel free to reach out if you're looking for how to watch it. Otherwise, just go on O'ReillyCode.com and you can watch the first 2 movies. You can pre-order tickets for the theater day, which is going to be sometime in July, to Hayden Discount Cinemas. So we hope to see you there. Thanks, guys.